Hey there, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising. It's Maggie. Welcome to Moon Directed. Here we work with energy to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. We are doing, okay, so I'm in the shower. This is where I do a lot of thinking. And Spirit says, wouldn't it be fun to do animal totem readings? I'm like, oh, it would be fun. So that's what we're doing. I went and I grabbed my Earth Medicine book. It's by Kenneth Meadows. It says Revealing the Hidden Teachings of Native American Medicine Wheel. And on the medicine wheel, there are 12 totem animals, and they actually line up along with the same way the zodiac sign does. I do want to let you know that for me personally, my sun, moon, and rising all resonate with me. I figured that out years ago. So if you're interested, you may want to check out those as well. So for the Sagittarius season, though, the totem animal for you is the owl. And it says here, Owl Magic. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go. Oh, how appropriate is that with the South Node in your sign right now? And make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. I mean, talk about a Sagittarius. Totem. Holy cow, right? I mean, that is so completely you. So we're going to go ahead and do the 9-card spread. I want to invite you, if you have not already checked out and by the way, you guys are blowing it up this week, so thank you. If you haven't checked out, though, the weekly reading for Sagittarius, that is available. And then next week, I will be doing the mid-monthlies, and every week I do the weekly. So I wasn't planning to do these, but it just sounded fun. And so far, I have loved the messages. So let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, look at this. Your overall energy is design your space. This cute little squirrel has hung himself a Christmas ornament on his tree in the middle of winter. A little out of the box thinking. Ooh, I need a little more light than that. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just flip these all up. I am not doing clarifiers because when I work with animals, totems, I get a lot of messages in nature from spirit, and I find I don't need clarifiers for these, so we're just going to breeze on through with the very clear messages that we always get through using animal totems. It is a really great way to gather information. So past, present, future, thoughts, feelings, actions. The key to the situation is find your identity. Design your space. This is you figuring out who you are, what's important to you, what is of value to you. That is some of the wisdom that you can tap into from the owl, is learning and discerning your way through this. This reading, whenever you watch it, it'll be the right time. I didn't want to assign an actual time to it. So if you are currently in the situation where you are trying to figure out who you are, which doesn't surprise me with the South Node currently in Sagittarius, there's a need to shake loose and let go of some long-held beliefs in order to make room for this new energy, this new age of Aquarian energy that's coming in. So what are what long-held beliefs do you that are making you like, I'm not sure that's what I believe anymore, and I think I need to break that down and create something new for and figure out who I am now. Who am I now? When the South Node is in your sign, and I just went through that because my South Node is in Capricorn, and the South Node was there, and when that happens, that is a real breaking down of structures of and releasing and letting go and growing and changing is a big transformative time. So in the recent past, you have the vulture in the area of where you're trying to gather information. And so the vulture here, it says I am the prize, but when I see the vulture, I feel like this is about what is useless and what can I transform into something that fuels me moving forward, right? Because they'll take a dead animal carcass and they will eat it, and that keeps them alive. That fuels them. They also help the ecosystem around them. They're actually very useful, but just really creepy to watch. So there's this process of what is still of value. Like all these structures and things are changing and happening around me. And so where's the value? And so in the area of where to transform, you have this giraffe. And the giraffe at the top, see how he has like the little horns, the little antennas up there? Bringing in the intuition, bringing in the information, and stretch and grow. This is about releasing and letting go of the parts that, they're not going to eat the bones. They eat the meat, right? They figure out what is the value, and they harness that, and they transform that into a new energy. And yet, you have to stretch and you have to grow. You have to allow yourself to find a new way of being you. Because look, in the future, you're like, how do I strut my stuff? This peacock has, all those eyes, right? All those eyes, the eyes of Hera, all over it. And so this is like, how do I spread out? How do I fan out? How do I bring in more wisdom and intuition? How do I gather more information? Because this is a very intuitive spread I'm looking at here. There's nothing on here that doesn't tell me this is about following your intuition. Your intuition is going through a major transformation. Your connection to spirit, your ability to figure out who you are through paying attention and allowing yourself to break down completely and sift through and decide where's the death and the rebirth process that you have going on. Because in the recent past, we've got this dragonfly here is to see through the illusion. And so it's been a struggle to decide what is real and what is not. Where's my reality? Where's my reality? What is important to me, and how do I do this? And so there's in this whole big seeking of the identity. But in the future, you've got the phoenix rising from the ashes, which is really interesting because the outcome kind of looks like an egg, right? So this is the letting things break down completely and then shining. I mean, nothing says strut your stuff to me like a phoenix on fire rising from the ashes. In the recent past, in the area of struggling, we have let it be. But what all I'm seeing, really is this. I've been struggling, with that lotus, right? I've been struggling to meditate. I've been struggling to connect with spirit. I've been struggling to see what is of value and what isn't, and what do I believe and what don't I believe. And the hedgehog carries this energy around it of seeing things from a different perspective. So how do you find the Zen? How do you find the peaceful? Like the giraffe sees things from a different perspective because it's up above the tree lines and it sees more than the little hedgehog does, right? But in the future, the action is to take it even higher. Go even higher. You have the eagle. The hawk. It says be free. Set yourself free from long-held beliefs about things that no longer serve you. If they do not resonate with who you are now, it is time to let them go. That is the whole purpose of the South Node in Sagittarius. And it is for everybody. Everybody right now should be working through letting go of their long-held beliefs. But it's harder for a Sagittarius because you came into this lifetime knowing stuff that nobody else knew. Like you just knew you knew it. But the energy is shifting. We're coming out of the Pisces age into the Aquarius age. And as the waves of Aquarian age keeps coming in, we are getting that energy continually, right? We are 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? We're in the age of Aquarius. We're still in the age of Pisces, but things are shifting, and there's a need to let go of those old self-limiting beliefs and things that you thought you knew and set yourself free to pick up the messages from spirit, to tap into your inner wisdom and knowing, to really connect. And how are you going to connect? Through meditation. This thing that looks like an egg is really like this little mouse here in a hammock, but it looks like the egg that leads to this. And this says deep rest. This is deep meditation. This is allowing yourself to spend time in connection with spirit to figure, and this looks like an egg that he's hanging up there too. There is this energy around letting things rest in order to bloom and create, to let things go, to let them break down, to allow the shift to happen, to let things fully decompose. And then the miraculous shift, the miraculous change. And look how this energy looks a lot like this, right? Like they're just taking off. Like there is this energy of moving forward, but first you're going to have to release and let go, and get in tune and in touch with spirit, and allow yourself to stretch and grow in new ways. So maybe you've always done meditation by going for a walk, and maybe it's time to take up a yoga practice. Or maybe you've always done yin yoga, and maybe now it's time for you to do a yoga that has a little more exercise involved in it. Maybe you've always just sat in meditation and gotten your information, but maybe now it's time to do channeled writing. Right? So stretch and grow. Maybe it's time to pick up a book and about something that's interesting to you, about spirituality that's new and different, and get a different perspective, setting yourself free through gaining more information and knowledge. You have discernment. That's why we're talking about information and knowledge. The wisdom of the owl, there is a need to discern. There is a need to discern, to see through the illusion of what's real and what's not. Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you a story. And then I'll let you go. So, all my life, I'm one of those odd little children that sat there in mass. And I mean, from the time I was 7 years old, I would say to my mom, wait, can you explain this to me? Can you explain that to me? And so, my name isn't really Maggie, it's Magdalene. And so Mary Magdalene was always of interest to me. And I hated so much that she was the reformed prostitute. Really? That's what you named me after? So it was really kind of a struggle for me as a child. And then I realized her deep soulmate connection to Jesus. And I'm like, wait a minute. So what is all this? Well, I have this new book I'm reading, and I wish I had it with me right now. I'll put it in the description box below. It is eye-popping information. They go in and they describe what a prostitute is and what a whore is. And, well, actually a whore and a sinner, because that's how she was referred to, as a whore and a sinner. And a whore is actually the holy womb. It's the ability, it's the magic to be able to create an immaculate conception. And sinner, which the word sinister comes from, but sinner is actually about the ability to see into the dark, to know things. So they're not negative words, but the patriarchy of the Catholic Church decided to, since they couldn't go and replace that stuff everywhere because it was written everywhere that she was a whore and a sinner. Well, she is. She was intuitive. She knew the moon magic, and she could see things into the dark, and she understood the womb magic of how to immaculately conceive things. She's in the same training and lineages as Mary was. So that was one of those things where last night I'm reading this and my jaw's on the floor, and I'm like, oh my God, there's another friggin' lie. So there is a need to see through the illusion of things that you've always thought you've known, and really discern where is the truth. And I feel like there is a need to do some actual reading and research to get to some of the answers that you're looking for, and to spend a lot of time in meditation and really connect in. So I will put the link for that. I will put the in the description box. I will put that book in there in case you're curious, because wow, just the first 3 pages were like, oh, so you gotta read it. You really do. It's amazing. All right, you guys take good care of yourselves. I'll be back next week with the weeklies and the mid-monthlies. So lots happening, lots of opportunities to stay in touch. Hit that thumbs up, and we'll chat soon.